You live local, but do you eat local, shop local, travel local? Well, join me and I'll show you how to join the local movement. You'll discover wonderful Kentucky and Tennessee-made products and travel-worthy destinations throughout our region right outside your back door. Not only will you get an inside look at how things are made, but you'll get to take part in virtual day trips, uncovering the people, products, and places that make our region so wonderfully unique. Support the local movement and go local with me, the local traveler. One of the most iconic figures in the history of our nation has strong ties to our region. It was this formative relationship to Kentucky and the people from here, such as Mary Todd, that helped shape Lincoln into one of the greatest leaders our country has ever known. The movie Lincoln, starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Sally Field, and directed by Steven Spielberg, has breathed new life into the world's fascination with one of America's greatest presidents. Today, we're going to explore just some of our region's Lincoln connections. Today, we're going to take a closer look at some of the unique and innovative programs offered at the Appalachian Artisan Center. We may even get to take part in an Appalachian music lesson. Sorry to all the canines out there, I'm likely to be a little off-key. As I feast my eyes on all of this amazing artistry, my stomach is also feasting. The cafe serves up some of their own creativity with unique menu items featuring Kentucky Proud products in local pottery, no less. Plus, I even get a little dinner music. Think you gotta have a special connection to get great New York style pizza in Lexington? You know, you gotta know somebody who knows somebody? Nah, go in and see these wise guys. They'll make you a deal you can't refuse. Well, I'm excited. I hear that you guys hand toss your pizza, so there's lots of little wrist action, a little bit of finesse happening, so I understand I'm gonna get to maybe see some of that and try some. Hand tossing pizza sure is harder than it looks. Next time you're in the mood for some great New York style pizza, come on into Goodfellas. They know people who know people. Capiche? And so I'm almost like geeking out, giddy with excitement, because I am here today with Bobby and Jamie Dean. They're at the Incredible Food Show here in Lexington, Kentucky. Welcome to Lexington.
Thank you very much.
Had you been here before?
No, we haven't been to Lexington. We've worked in Louisville a few times. We actually did a television show there about 8 years ago. And this is our first time here, and everybody's so nice. It's nice to be doing something like this in the South. You know, a lot of these food shows are always kind of further up north or out west. And we were talking earlier about how you can tell that the industry of food has really changed a lot when a community like Lexington can support a big food show like this. It's really cool.
Absolutely, and we definitely have that Southern hospitality and charm that you guys know so well and share with all your viewers on your television shows and books.
Right.
You just do a few things in your spare time.
Well, we're
and the restaurant too.
And my brother's got 2 kids. So
I know. How do you even
he
do
stays
that?
And the restaurant. That's right. Well, I think that you know, we come from a food family. You know, I think that we're taking the things that we learned as kids from our mother and maybe just bringing them with us into a new generation.
I was hungry.
Trying to be. Yeah, me
so
too.
I learned how to cook.
You see this guy? I was behind him, so I was hungry too. Our poor daddy. He never got a piece of white meat chicken in 30 years, I don't think. He was eating drumsticks and
drumsticks and thighs.
Well, what I love that your family does is there is such cultural significance, and that's being kind of demonstrated in these culinary arts.
Yeah.
My brother has been in front of the health thing for several years, and me with 2 young kids, and you know, you got your kids, that changes everything, you know. So people are able to find a lot. We're like a one-stop shop for every kind of food.
That's true.
Well, thank you so much. I really enjoyed meeting you.
Pleasure meeting you. Thank you very much. Glad to be with you.
I have the rare pleasure today to talk with Commissioner Comer about the Kentucky Proud Incredible Food Show. You guys are in your 5th year.
Yes.
This has been quite a successful event to just showcase Kentucky Proud products.
It gets bigger and bigger every year.
Okay. Oh wow, I have never tasted olive oil like that before.
See, it just explodes.
I don't even know how to describe it except it is fresh. Like you have that grassy, fresh, like there's
zip.
something alive in here.
Alive is a great word. It is a great word. Zip, it has a zip.
Well, how many of these can I buy here today?
Original, but this is what she started with. It's an old family recipe. It's all butter. It just kind of melts. The texture is called delicate. It's the best way.
Like butter.
Butter.
It is like butter.
Butter's
Man,
better.
that really does melt in your mouth.
Yeah.
What an incredible day of food and fun here at the Kentucky Proud Incredible Food Show. Meeting Jamie and Bobby Dean was certainly a highlight, but learning more about the diversity in our Appalachian food culture was equally as delightful. Now, excuse me though, I need to get home and get to the kitchen. I've got some cooking to do. Today on The Local Traveler, we're going to learn about a food that is over 4,000 years old, but is brand new to the state of Kentucky. You know, I love a good cheese, but today I might feel a little sheepish about it. Okay, now tell me what's happening here with this process. Obviously, we're extracting more of the whey.
Right, and getting any of that excess whey that maybe had trouble getting out. That'll keep it from having moisture spots in the cheese.
Okay.
Causing it to crack open when it's in the cheese cave. And plus we're trying to make it fall into the shape of the mold there.
Okay. Yep, this is the Local Traveler batch right here. I have a feeling this one's gonna be not real pretty. It's like one, a big meatball. Okay, I may have to lift some bags and get ready.
Yeah, these are gonna put you to the test.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see what these kids are learning. I want to first watch the expert though, and then see if you might be able to teach me how to do it.
I don't know about expert, but I'll show you what I know.
I'm here with Mike Mangin, who is the Commissioner of Travel for the state of Kentucky, and I just wanted to talk to you about this event. I mean, this is a wonderful event. I know there's only one. There's so many only ones here in Kentucky, but this is certainly one of them. Well, and I've got my credit card ready because I've already seen a bunch of stuff here that I want to buy. So,
well,
sorry, honey.
There's an ATM in the hallway.
Good,
So, yeah.
I'm good. Okay.
Set is the perfect blend of the past and the present. A walk down East Mount Vernon, and you'll discover the oldest printing company in Somerset that embraces the golden days right down to the vintage equipment that they use. Take a few steps further and you'll find the relatively new Old Town Deli, which serves up Kentucky Proud dishes. The Pulaski plate is a county favorite. A venture down Main Street, and you'll see a mainstay pharmacy that has the old-fashioned appeal of days gone by. And yet, on the very same street, a new trendy eatery. Life is sweet. Now that sounds like my kind of place.
I'm here with James Brown. He's the owner of Brown's Bakery. I'm sure you get the Godfather of Soul joke all the time.
You know, as a kid, it was all the time, relentless. But of
Right.
course, once you become an owner or something, then it's kind of like, if that helps you remember me,
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not the founding father of funk, but the bountiful baker of batter.
The doctor did confirm that my hearing loss was due to a benign tumor called acoustic neuroma. So that was very stressful at that time. I had 1 week to prepare to go to Hoboken, but just the stress of being on the show proved to be a bit too much.
Well, and so many of them kind of rallied around. I know I saw Facebook pages where people were saying, hey, let's help, let's donate money, let's give support, prayer, that kind of thing.
The day they aired the episode, TLC contacted me and said, hey, we'd like to put out a statement for you. And I called my wife and I said, nobody's going to really care. It's not going to be that big of a deal. And there was over 17,000 responses.
Wow.
And I was so touched by the amount of prayers thoughts and so forth like that came out because of the show.
Well, how are things now? You've had an operation, you've gotten the tumor removed.
Well, they did the surgery in January. They were able to remove 80% of the tumor.
Okay.
It did cause the facial paralysis, so I kind of, being a child of the 80s, I say I have the Billy Idol smile now. But we're working to try to get back the smile that James Brown was known for.
Some have called this one of the finest dives in America. Just over the Singing Bridge in Frankfort, Kentucky, is a place that, on the outside, might not grab your attention, but one step inside is anything but ordinary. Wow, the Kentucky bourbon pie is fantastic. I'm telling you, local never tasted so good. Make sure and add Rick's White Light Diner to your local traveler bucket list, but be forewarned, it is anything but bland, and that includes both the food and the chef. Well, what would be some advice that you would tell to girls that are kind of watching, that are maybe excited about being in a pageant and excited about maybe following in your footsteps one day? Would you have any words of wisdom?
I think probably the best advice that I could give to these girls would be, you want to win as you. You don't want to win and be Miss Kentucky as anybody else.
What a treat to try on her crown and pretend to be a beauty queen. One of those local eateries is the Midway School Bakery, which is the maker of sweet and savory goodies and a piece of this town's history. Let's go in and check out some of these bakery items loaded with local ingredients. Yum. It's easy to see a shared love of history and antiques from authors Genevieve Lacer and Libby Howard. Their book, Collecting Kentucky 1790 to 1860, presents the history of Kentucky through antebellum artifacts. It also celebrates collectors, past and present, who continue to locate, research, and save the material archive of old Kentucky. And also, when I got to talk with authors Libby and Genevieve of Collecting Kentucky, they introduced me to a sugar box, and I had no idea that there was this sugar box, and that it was very, regional and very much a Kentucky thing. And I guess it kind of talked about just your status, your economic status if you had sugar, so you had to keep it in this really special box. And so, I learned something new every day.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Dave Shuffett.
And I'm Amy Hess. Here's what's coming up next on Kentucky Collectibles. Gretchen Hines Ward joins us today on Kentucky Collectibles, and you brought kind of this whole treasure trove of etchings here.
They're worth anywhere from $150 to $300 each.
Wow. And you have 10 of them.
I have 10 of them.
So quick math, that's not bad.
It was worth the trip, yes.
You've had some national success. I mean, you have a Grammy.
We
That's
have
impressive.
a Grammy. Well, I started playing with Richard, Fred, Young, in the Headhunters in 1968. This guitar here I got from Hank Williams Jr. back in...
That's a nice name to throw around.
Back in 1991, he just kind of on a bus one night told me to keep it, and I did.
This could be $1 million guitar. I mean, it could be worth a lot of money in somebody's mind.
Can you sit down?
I mean, it's hard to price something like this.
Well, certainly Greg Martin, meeting him and his $1 million guitar, left an impression. You actually started out in the world of banking, which
I did.
I find remarkable because that's like two different sides of the brain, the art and the economics.
It is. Well, hopefully you put the two sides together and they make one whole.
The Mary Todd Lincoln House gives tours and welcomes groups and schools. Don't miss this historical gem right here in our region. And while you're here, make sure and check out the gift shop. There's all kinds of Lincoln-inspired memorabilia. You never know, you just might feel like a character out of the movie Lincoln. Come on, Abe, honey.